everybody, it's Becky Pearson with Pivot Point of View, and today I have the great honor of being joined by Wayne Thacker. He is a ambassador for the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation, and we want to talk little bit more about that and his experience in the military. So welcome to the podcast, Wayne.
Well, thank you for having me.
So let's get right to it. Wayne, tell us a little bit about your background and your story, your time in the Marine Corps and all that.
Well, I was around the military for a good chunk of my life. My father was in the Army for 20 years, and then I went into the Marine Corps myself for 20 years. And I've traveled all around. I've half the time was in California. Been to stationed in New Orleans, Kansas City. Did 2 tours over in Okinawa. Been on the East Coast some, and just kind of been all over the place.
Do you find that the military gave you a lot of opportunities that you probably wouldn't have had without being in the Marine Corps?
Oh yeah, it gave me a chance to travel a little bit more. To be honest, whenever I joined, I was kind of a little bit of a wild kid, and it really settled me down good. It instilled discipline into me and made me really view the world with a different set of eyes.
Hmm. So when you spent 20 years, so that was quite a while to be in the military. When you were transitioning back to civilian life, was that a hard transition? Um, what do you think of that?
For me, to be honest, it was a little bit of a difficult transition because, like I said, I've been around the Marine Corps for 20 years. Excuse me, and I'd gotten used to the discipline the military has, the camaraderie and everything, and I found things to be a little looser in the civilian world. So it was a bit of a transition for me.
Yeah. And did you rope and do things like that before you went to the Marines?
No, to be honest, I was a geeky kid. I was always good in school and everything. I had no problem with math and all that. So, and being in around the Army, we traveled all the time. So we couldn't be around the really around the Western lifestyle.
Hmm.
And being from native born Texan, I kind of caught some razz from some of my the people I was with in the Marine Corps in my early days, and they say, "Hey, you ought to go with us to this buckhouse we got that's going over here in Fallbrook." I said, "What the heck is that?" And they said it's where basically practice rough stock riding. So, yeah, I ain't got nothing else to do. Why not? Went over there and I thought, man, this is pretty cool. They said, "You want to try it?" I said, "Are you out of your mind?" And they kept on to me. I said, "Okay, I'll try it." And so they got me on a bareback horse and I tried it, and I think I lasted maybe a second. And I was on the ground. They thought I got hurt. I said, "Oh man, we're so sorry we did that to you." Said, "Are you kidding me? I want to do it again." And it just kind of went from there. I found out I was better at saddle broncs than bareback. So I got to doing pretty good at the buckhouse and everything. Then I decided, I'm doing pretty good. Let me go ahead and try to get my permit and see what I can do. And I found out I was a legend in my own mind. I was not ready for that level of stock.
Mhm.
And problem is, being in the military, I'm transferring every 2.5, 3 years, so I couldn't stay in a place long enough to really get to the point I needed to take myself to the next level. So I thought, well, I think my rough stock career is about done.
Yeah. Well, so
But
you're probably a bit of a adrenaline junkie then. So if you,
pretty
yeah,
much,
end
yeah.
up,
But
yeah.
I'm also very competitive,
Mhm.
and I was around it enough to it really helped instill a Western lifestyle in
Mhm.
me. So it just continued from there.
Yeah. So then let's fast forward. How did you get involved with the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation and that roping?
Well, like I said, I still had a competitive spirit in me, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to ride rough stock, so I thought, let me look at timed events, and uh, got really interested in team roping. And whenever I got out, I got into it real heavily. And a friend of mine had told me about Charlie Crawford, who I knew who he was, but never met him. Was offering a free clinic to veterans.
Mhm.
And I thought, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe take my roping to the next level. And Bill Force was a good friend of mine. He's another retired Marine. And I said, hey, if I can get a hold of these guys, you want to go? He said, shoot, yeah.
Mhm.
And so I was able to get a hold of Charlie through Facebook, and then he put me in contact with Michael Hall, which was coordinating all the people going to the clinic, and we was able to get into the clinic ourselves, and uh, we really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the camaraderie with the other students and everything. Said, hey, how can we help?
Mhm.
We want to be able to help out with this, and then just kind of went from there.
So what year was this when you guys attended?
Uh, I think it's about 2019, 2020.
Okay. Was that in the first few years of Charlie and Jackie getting this started?
Um, I think they actually got it started around 2015,
Okay.
and then we were able to attend ourselves a few years later.
Okay. Okay. And so since you've been through, basically the whole process of how they've done things in the clinic and then getting to help, what do you feel like the organization does for veterans? Um, you know, not only from the teaching them how to rope type of thing, but like what do you think it does for them mentally as well?
Well, it gives them a chance to meet other like-minded veterans, ones who are really interested in the Western lifestyle, ones who enjoy the camaraderie, and is able to get them together and allow them to share their experiences and everything. And for some people, it's a little tough out there transitioning and everything, and so it gives them a chance to make new connections with other folks in the military and just kind of share their experiences with them.
Yeah. Do you feel like most of the participants are from the South, from Texas, or do you get them from all over the country
Oh
that
Lord, we get them from all over. We've
okay.
had them from the East Coast. We've had them from the North, the West Coast, just kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
We've had some people who traveled about 1,500 miles
Oh, wow.
or so to attend the clinic.
Wow. Wow. And so if they want to attend a clinic, they have to go and submit an application. What does that process look like?
The first, I think it's the 1st of June, the application process starts. There's a link on the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation.com website. They click on the link and fill out the information that the link asks for, such as background information about their military experiences and everything. And this is not just for veterans. Also, it's also for first responders too.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It's very important. And I think Did they include the first responders? Because, I mean, basically, first responders go through a lot of trauma as well. I mean, the things that they see in responding and just paying tribute to people of service. Is that kind of the theory behind including the first responders as well?
Pretty much. When it first started, it was the veterans, because Charlie's father was a Marine, was in the Marine Corps for 4 years and everything. So that's kind of the way it started out. And then, as you said, it expanded out to people who serve others, such as the first responders. We've had people from the medical profession attend the clinic, police officers, firefighters, so on and so forth.
Okay, good, good. Do you have a favorite story of somebody that you feel was really impacted by this, by going through the program, or?
Um, Not any one particular one I can think of. I've met several people who I've really kept close contact with that I never knew before the clinic. And there's a friend of mine who comes all the way from Fort Huachuca, Arizona, just to help out with the clinic. He attended the clinic, and now he comes every year to help out with it. And he's, in fact, an ambassador also. And we partner up every year for the in the veterans and first responders roping, which is right after the clinic and everything. And it's just given me a chance to make new contacts and associates.
Sure, sure. Can you kind of break down the schedule of events? Like, I know there's like a meet and greet to start with. And then I think that's the night before the clinic. And then
Correct.
how does it's kind of about what, 4 or 5 days long, is that right?
Yes, the whole thing is the meet and greet is on Tuesday evening. That's when everybody who's all the ambassadors and all the attendees get together, just kind of mingle and associate and everything. And then Wednesday and Thursday is the clinic itself. Charlie does the uh, instruction for the headers, and then Trey Johnson does the instruction for the healers. They do the groundwork starting off, and then late that morning transition into roping the sled, a dummy pulled by a four-wheeler. And then that's done Wednesday and Thursday. With at the end of the clinic on Thursday, they have a competition among the students. And Friday will be the open roping, which the winner of that one gets the rope against the pros on Sunday up at the Cowtown Coliseum.
Okay.
And there's also a ranch rodeo that goes on Friday, and then Saturday is the Veterans First Responder Clinic, or I'm sorry, the Veterans and First Responder roping. And whoever makes the short round there, which is the top 15, get to rope next day, Sunday, between the second and third goes of the NFR Showdown, which is the pros who are going to the NFR and get to rope in the same type of atmosphere as the pros do over at Thomas and Mack Arena in Las Vegas. The arena is basically in the same dimensions as the Thomas and Mack Arena, so it kind of gives them a little bit of an experience of what it's like to rope there.
Yeah. Well, what a great event. The dates on that are November. Well, the meet and greet would start then November 4th, the evening of
Correct.
the, and then the clinic is going to be November 5th and 6th. And then you said
Correct.
7th is open. Now, is that open to anybody on Earth, or is it open to any veterans, the first responders?
Now, it's open to anybody on Earth.
Okay.
Now, the veterans and first responders were open the next day. That's only for veterans or first responders.
Okay. All right. And the veterans that apply to be in the clinic, you can't have ever done the clinic before, right? You could
Correct.
only.
It's basically a one and done because there's so much uh, response to it that Charlie wants to give everybody he can a chance to be able to experience it.
Yeah.
But
And so, go ahead.
uh, the people who go to the clinic, there is such an overwhelming desire for them to come back afterwards and help that it gives them a chance to continually, for lack of better words, experience the atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well, that's kind of why we wanted to get involved. Just hearing different podcasts that Charlie had talked about um or talked on. And then there's also an organization, is it called Charlie Five, or that kind of helps give a horse away? Is that
Yeah,
right on that?
yeah, you're right on the name. It's Charlie Five, and what they do is they are able to match up a horse with a deserving veteran or first responder because they can really help with people who have PTSD, and it kind of gives them a what I want to say. I don't want to say lifeline. That's not the word I'm thinking of, but uh, it just helps them cope with difficult situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and I think so. A lot of our listeners are horse people. It's a health and wellness podcast for the Western industry. And um, I think a lot of our listeners can really relate to that. I know myself, not
Right,
that I had PTSD, but I grew up and my older sister had moved out of the house when I was 12, and my horse was my best friend. I mean, that's all I hung out with was my horses. And so it that bond between horse and rider really is special, and it helps you kind of get out of your own head. When you have to when you're responsible for taking care of another living thing, it helps you maybe see a little bit broader perspective, and
right,
it helps you work through some trauma. And, as horses, they you can't necessarily lie to them, like just your feelings and emotions, they're very much in tune to that. And so I think that is a great organization, and wonderful that they're able to give a horse to a deserving vet or first responder. What a wonderful thing, for sure.
yeah. It's just like my wife and I. Our best times during the day, our most relaxing times during the day, is spent out at the barn.
Yeah.
We like to just in the evening sit out there and just enjoy the quiet, enjoy the presence of the horses. It's just so relaxing.
Yes. Yes. How do you feel the camaraderie is? You talked about that, it really helps you being involved with it. Do you feel like um, there's camaraderie amongst the different, I don't know if you'd call it disciplines, or the different branches of the the military, or like when they're there, do the Army guys kind of hang with the Army guys and the Marine guys hang with the Marine guys, or is it just all across all branches of the military and everybody kind of gets it with each other?
Well, when you're in the military, there's a lot of inter-service rivalry, you know, and but in the clinic, it's just everybody hangs with everybody. There is no more inter-service rivalry. It's just that feeling, okay, we served, we know what's going on, we've been there. So I've I've made some good friends who were Air Force, the Navy, uh, uh, police officers, and I feel as comfortable with them as I do with my Marine buddies. In fact, that fella I was telling you about over in Arizona, Fort Huachuca, Arizona, he's active duty Air Force, and he and I partner up every year for the jackpot.
Sure. Good, good. Can you enter more than once with multiple partners?
He can enter twice
Nice. Okay. All right.
because there's such a demand that it could be a big marathon if they allowed you to enter all you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. Like some of the ropens, typical team ropens, you can really enter multiple times for sure.
Right. I've seen some that you can enter up to 16 times.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the other things that I think has been brought to my attention is, you know, the difficulty that service members have transitioning to civilian life, and sometimes they don't handle it that well, or they're dealing with pain and maybe depression, lack of purpose now that they're not in the military. Um, if you had to give some advice to a veteran or first responder, um, maybe that is struggling with getting back to civilian life, what would it be, Wayne?
Uh, they probably reach out. There's plenty of um organizations out there who their purpose is to help people who are having difficulty adapting and adjusting. And these are people who have been there, done that. They are able to relate to that person because they've been there. So I would say don't try and do it on your own. Just reach out and talk to folks who have been there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think sometimes that happens too with just men in the Western industry too, because, you know, we're always told to suck it up, cowboy up, you know, rub some dirt on it. It's really not that bad. Um, but a lot of those people struggle and we don't really realize how much they're struggling. And so, um, yes, you know, talking to someone about it, you know, if you have a strong faith, talking to someone that has a strong faith as well. Um, the worst thing that you can do is to just stuff that's that those emotions down and just think that you can handle it all by yourself, really.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, any other thoughts or things that you want to share about the Liberty and Loyalty Ropin, the foundation? Um, any other closing thoughts that we haven't touched on yet?
Um, the only other thing I can think of, the foundation does more than just that clinic in November. Uh, for the past several years, there's also been a event called United We Brand, and what that does, it uh, uh, allows folks who, again, first responders or veterans, to come and experience kind of a ranching lifestyle. What we do is we meet up at a specific ranch somewhere. We'll take horses out, gather in cattle just like they do on a normal ranch. And we'll be out there 2 or 3 hours just gathering up the cattle and bringing them in, pin them up, help doctor them. The only thing we haven't done yet is actual branding, but we'll give them shots, put that pour on wormer and fly repellent on them, and even castrate some of the calves if they needed to.
Okay.
So that is really an awesome event itself there too.
Now, do you have to apply for that as well?
No, that's not like the clinic to where you have to apply and get accepted for it. That you just inquire, say, hey, basically say, hey, I learned about this. Can I come to it?
Okay. So if somebody's listening to this and they're beyond the deadline to get involved with or to be in the clinic for the rope in, they could come and watch the event, right?
Oh yes.
Okay. Do they let auditors can people come and watch the clinic without do they have to pay a fee if they kind of want to come and watch the clinic and be a
no, all they can do is just come by and hang
and
out.
okay, all right. And so if they can't make this November dates work, then in the spring is this branding, ranching and branding kind of an event, right?
Correct. It goes generally the end of April.
Okay. And so that information would also be on the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation page if people are
Yes.
looking for that. Okay. Okay. All
And
right.
there's also pictures and everything of past branding, so they kind of get an idea of what goes on.
Okay.
But
And then
even if they want to come to the clinic and help out, then they're more than welcome to come do that too.
okay. And then they also have like a fundraising gala or is there kind of like a big fundraising event involved with this as well here in November?
Yes, it goes Friday night, I think it is, up at Mineral Wells. And folks can attend that also if they want to. There's a link on the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation.com website, which they can purchase tickets to attend that gala. And all the money for that goes towards the different foundations that the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation support.
Okay. So they probably have a silent auction, a live auction kind of thing.
Correct.
Okay. Is there dancing and music and I'm sure a good supper and all that? Hoopla.
Oh yeah, there's a good dinner and everything. There's not really any dancing, but there'll also be special guest speakers and things of this nature. Just kind of a good time.
Okay. So people can come and they can buy a ticket, which supports the foundation, and then
Yep.
bid on auction items, which also help if they have something that they would like to donate. I'm sure like a thing for the auction, would that they could contact somebody to do some
Correct.
as well. Okay. Or just donate money directly. Yeah.
Right. There's a link on the foundation website where they can donate directly, or if they wanted to donate an item, there's contact information on the site to get a hold of the proper person.
Okay. All right. Well, Wayne, I sure appreciate your service to our country, so thank you very much for that. And I appreciate you.
Appreciate the support.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking time to visit with me about it. We got to meet, Wayne and I got to meet out in Afton, Wyoming at a memorial shoot. And it was a cowboy mounted shooting, and so it was really great to get to meet you, Wayne, and Kim. Tell Kim hello for me, and
Will
um,
do. And in fact, they want her to try and start a chapter down in this area.
oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, she's put out feelers, say, hey, who would be interested in a managed shooting association?
sure, yeah, down in Texas. Good. I'll be able to travel all over for sure. Good,
Yep.
good. All right. Well, thank you so much. And again, if anybody wants to get involved with this, what is the website that they can visit on that?
It's Liberty and Loyalty Foundation.com.
Okay. And yeah, help support our veterans and first responders and or come check out the event. There should be a schedule on there and should list everywhere that all it's kind of spread out over a few different places. I know the clinic's going to be at the NRS facility in Decatur, and then like you said, the gala is going to be in Mineral Wells, and then uh the
I'm,
open
I'm
jackpot.
sorry. I messed that up. The gala will be in Decatur also.
Oh, okay. All right. And then the
That's
open
my
jackpot,
bus.
that's all right. Where is the open jackpot?
It's the open. The jackpot itself will be in NRS Arena also. And
Okay.
needless to say, anybody can come watch that wants to. But the uh, whoever wins the jackpot, they'll be able to rope with the pros at the NFR Showdown at the Cowtown Coliseum in the Stockyards at Fort Worth.
Okay. And then that's on Saturday, the
Yes.
8th,
No, that's on Sunday. That's on Sunday.
Sunday. The 9th. Okay. Okay. All right.
The
Well,
the jackpot's on Friday, and then the showdown's on Sunday.
okay. And what's going on Saturday?
Saturday will be the veterans and first responders jackpot.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And for if anybody is curious about the foundation, also it is a 501c3 foundation, nonprofit. None of us
Okay.
are none of us are paid for this. We're all volunteers.
Wonderful. Good. Well, we appreciate your involvement with it and definitely a needed um, service to help support our veterans. So thank you very much for all that you do.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you everybody for listening and check out the Liberty and Loyalty Foundation.com and for more information on this great event, Destry and I will be down there and supporting our veterans and first responders through providing physical therapy services there. So we are excited to be involved that way. And as always, let your health be the pivot point to your success.